Hello, everyone. We have another on target viewpoint for you, and the topic this time the Equality Act. Now, the very name of the act is a contradiction, in this man's opinion, Orwellian in nature, as in doublethink, as in Ministry of Peace, Ministry of Truth, Ministry of Plenty, Ministry of Love, and also war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is truth, and so on, all part of how the state controlled its population with propaganda, manipulation of language, and actual disinformation in George Orwell's novel 1984. So now, in 2021, we have the Equality Act passed by the House recently and now headed to the Senate and the President's signature. But equality for whom? Among the many aspects of the bill, it would certainly not be equality for biological females competing in sports against biological males who identify as female or have transitioned. It would discriminate, in fact, against girls. Discriminate. Among the states already allowing trans boys to compete in girls' sports is Connecticut. Now, there, numerous state titles are being won by trans males. Girls who've been training hard for a long time for a shot at the championships, along with the athletic scholarships that often accompany them, find themselves now left behind, often far behind, by boys competing as girls. So, how is the Equality Act justified by its supporters? Well, they defend it on the grounds of what they think is simple logic, that no one should be denied equal opportunity to succeed because of their sex or what they declare to be their sex. Now, this assumes that there is absolutely no difference between boys and girls when it comes to physical performance. Trans boys have no physical advantage over biological females, they say. But those who oppose this Orwellian measure point to research and instances which they say shows that even after transitioning through hormones or even surgery, those who started out as boys retain a significant degree of greater strength, bone density, and muscle mass, accompanied very often by significantly larger physical size. So, what the Equality Act will actually do is create an uneven playing field, which diminishes all the gains that girls made under Title IX, which you'll remember became law back in 1972. Now that's the act that ushered in a serious commitment to women's sports in schools throughout the country. Now it did this by requiring that all schools and institutions receiving federal funding spend the same amount of dollars, proportional to participation in scholarships, along with equitable treatment and benefits. So what it comes down to is that in the interests of political correctness, diversity, inclusion, and equal treatment under the law, the result of the Equality Act, if it passes, would be to make girls unequal, definitely unequal, in their abilities and opportunities to succeed in sports. The whole concept of allowing boys in girls' sports and calling it equal competition is absurd. It defies logic. It is another example of the growing ability of special interests and political identity groups to get their way by falsely equating a natural and biological differentiation in the sexes with sexism and bigotry. Those who oppose the push for this sort of equality increasingly face all sorts of ridicule, condemnation, consequences, and retaliation, including loss of jobs and careers. Now, what I laid out here is not a condemnation of transgender people. They can be loving, caring, productive members of society, as can any other group. So let them declare themselves to be whatever they want to be or whatever they think they are, and hold no grudges against them, cast no aspersions, and make no personal attacks. But do not buy into the absurdity that such trans are no different than biological girls and women. So, what is the fate of the Equality Act? Well, as I've mentioned, it's already been passed by the House and is headed for the Senate, and if passed there, President Biden is ready and eager to sign it. Now, don't forget, this would follow the President's executive order, Biden's executive order, which he issued on his first day in office, putting schools on notice to either allow transgenders to compete in women's sports or risk having federal funding pulled from those schools. It is more of Joe pandering to every constituency which helped get him elected. It is another step towards the death of true equality and fairness in our nation and a denial of common sense. God save the Republic. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, and let me know what you think. Until then, stay informed, stay curious, and please stay safe.